Today on the Wheel Friends podcast, my girlfriend is on the show. We talk ways to keep your partner's nervousness at bay, our childhood bike memories, and her increasing desire to go mountain biking. All that and more after this. Welcome back to the Wheel Friends. I'm your host, Craig. Joining me today is my absolute best friend, my girlfriend, Patience. I got her on the mic to talk about what it's like dating a person who bikes often.
So you've had to put up with my biking for 4 years now.
Yes.
Have you ever been mad at me while I'm riding? Like, have I done something that, frustrated you?
No. Well, we don't ride a ton together. I never really did. You never did anything that pissed me off, but I think sometimes you're a little risky, and that kind of scares me.
Yeah.
But overall, you seem to be pretty good at keeping communication. Like, sometimes you'll airplane mode, and you'll let me know that you're riding, and then I won't expect to hear from you for a couple hours, and then I'll get a text that you're, on a break or something.
Yeah.
But I think the risky things, when we're driving, and then you say, oh, yeah, almost got hit by a car there, and then I'm like, don't tell me these things.
Yeah, you don't like those stories.
I don't.
Which is, I feel like I'm keeping something from you if I'm not telling you. I almost got hit by a car today.
Yeah.
But, I don't know,
I mean, I think if it's really bothering you, and you're kind of, really freaked out by it, I would like you to tell me, because I don't want you to feel like you have to hold those things in.
Yeah.
And we're always really open with each other about anything, so. But, yeah, if it was, a close call or a driver's being an idiot, I would prefer not to know that you almost died.
Yeah.
Because then next time you go riding, it always is a little sketchy for me. But I think night riding freaks me out more than the day riding.
I know. In defense of night riding, there are significantly less cars, but the visibility does go down.
Yeah.
But, I use lights, and my new Mosaic lights are super dope.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know that you're not an idiot, so that, you've been biking for years and years, so I know that you know what you're doing, but it's not you I don't trust or freak out about, it's other people and drivers, Yeah. This season, spring, summer, and fall, when you're out biking the most, is, the time my anxiety is up the highest, because, not to sound morbid, but, any day I could get a call from you or, one of your buddies and be like, hey, Craig's in the hospital. That could happen any day, you know, and that freaks me out.
I know.
So I know you hate the winter because you can't bike, but wintertime is when I'm like, oh, he's inside.
Yeah.
Lately, you've been doing that thing where you'll send me your active location, and I can actually watch where you're going, and sometimes I just watch it, and it kind of creeps me out, but I also like knowing that.
Especially, I think I use that one at night a lot more. Because, it's, at night it's morbid to think about, but, if I'm hit and somebody rolls off, it might not be, it might be a while before I could be found, So, having that live location sharing is sort of minimizes that risk. And I think when it does time out, it does show the last known location, even though it was only for an hour. You wanted me to do a road ID, and I still haven't purchased one of those.
A road ID is kind of like a dog tag. They're a brand that sells a bracelet you can get, and it comes engraved with your emergency contact and your name and any other medical conditions you might have.
That's a good thought. Maybe you should do that for Christmas or something. Cause, that was 2
My
years ago.
Christmas gift for you will be to get a road ID for myself.
Yes, but also get me more Christmas gifts. It's great, it's thoughtful, but I want things.
Yeah. It's weird because in the bicycling magazines, you'll see a lot of road IDs as a Christmas gift, but usually it's for the person riding that gets it, not the other way around. But I guess for us, that's what we'll have to do. Yeah. But I also do have my regular ID on me. But the difference is it's in case of emergency. I can put you on
so it's on your arm, and they don't have to rummage through your things. But you don't have a lot of defense or a lot of things that can help you out. Yeah. In situations like that, so I feel like it's just another tool you have that can help you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad I haven't made you mad with my riding.
No. It's other things. I understand that you need it, and it helps you with your mental health and like your physical health. So I would never ask you to stop.
Road ID also has an app. I haven't gotten a chance to check it out yet, but apparently it does have live tracking and can notify a loved one if you've stopped. Furthermore, it has a tool in place to help you set a load screen image of your emergency contact, which is a pretty low-tech option. In fact, you don't even need the app to do it. You can just screen cap that info. Set it as your lock screen. If you're in Facebook Messenger and you hit the plus icon, there's a location button, and you can share your live location for an hour. So I do that occasionally.
When did you start biking?
Like as a child?
Yeah, I don't know this about you, actually. Do you remember first learning to ride a bike?
I don't remember those moments, like those movie moments where they're like kids learning how to pedal and the parents behind them cheering and clapping. No, I never had that. No, I think I just got on and started because all the neighbor kids...
I mean, you have 2 older sisters, so maybe it's soaked in, like, your parents didn't have to teach so much as your siblings got to.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, we would ride around the neighborhood and...
We had this old BMX bike that was Bob's, that he rode in the 80s, that I learned on, and it was... It had this white plastic seat that sort of reminded me of you've seen like a bare bone saddle, when it's had the stuff stripped off. It looked like that, except with like clear or like a white plastic, like a Jason mask actually, and so it had like holes in it as well.
Sounds very uncomfortable.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's just hard plastic. So it's surprising. Like, hard plastic seats aren't that bad on your sit bones, and I think they were sort of commonplace for those days. But I learned up at that church parking lot, just up the road from my house. But I did eventually get in trouble biking there one night during a service. They don't like you doing laps around the church, but...
distracting.
Yeah. You know, looking back, there were some spots that I probably could have learned to jump.
You're a late jumper.
I know.
Yeah. That's okay.
I mean, I'm not, like, reckless about hitting jumps, though, with the exception of that one I hit that, I'm still recovering from.
Yeah. It was really cool being a kid and learning how to pedal, like, no hands. And I would be able to do it, like, up hills and down hills, and all my friends were, like, so badass. And I'd be like, yeah, I haven't fallen once.
I remember waiting for the bus at Pierre Marquette Elementary School, and I was probably 8 or 9, and this guy biked by no-handed, and I thought it was the coolest thing I had ever seen. And I was like, what? He wasn't touching the bars, and, like, sure enough, I learned how to do that shortly after.
I wonder what he's doing today. There was this neighbor boy that was a bit older than all of us, and he was, like, kind of like the older brother that we never had. And he had, like, a BMX bike, and he had the pegs on the back, and we would ride around, and I would, put my hand, like, on his shoulders. And that was kind of fun. I remember one time he tried to do something on it. He broke really fast or something like that, and he flew over the handlebars and, like, smashed on the ground in front of all of us neighbor kids. And we were just like, oh, shit.
After biking up at the church, and I got my biking legs, we would just go up and down Meisenheimer Road, that 1 mile stretch. There was an age where I did eventually go through, and, you know, I had older siblings, and my dad had bikes, they had bikes, so I sort of hodgepodged this Franken bike together, and that bike was dope. It had like just this red tire in the rear, and I didn't know, like, this is probably one of my earliest memories of like doing bike assembly. And I didn't do anything super complex. I didn't re-grease any of the bearings or anything. I just sort of I'll put this fender on this bike, and these handlebars can go here, and I can put this tire here, and this tire instead, and it's like, but I remember falling off that, and this was also a horrible road to skateboard down. It was super rocky, and they put like a gravel surfacing over it, and I would bike over it, and that thing, when you fell on it, like, that road would shred your skin up. So I
was like going to like the bike events too, like the King of the Ring and then like Bike Polo.
I think you fit in with like the bike polo crowd, and because of how there's a DIY aesthetic to bike polo.
Yeah,
and a lot of the people are tattooed and alternative, and so yeah, it is a very welcoming community, which is why I love taking you to bike events, because you do fit in great.
Yeah, I always really appreciated that. Where like everyone at the events and like anyone that you know that you're friends with are always so nice, and it's a really awesome community to look at, and you know everybody's friends even if you don't really know each other. But yeah, I do want to go mountain biking soon.
Yeah, we'll go up to Ludington. Hopefully we'll have another mountain bike by then. There is some nice trails that run through the woods, and then off those regular walking trails that go through the woods, there is some single track for mountain biking. The hills are no more than like 8 feet tall, so like it's not difficult. Like it can be challenging when you're learning to like shift on a mountain bike. Yeah. But for the most part, I don't know, when it comes to mountain bike, like find a gear you're comfortable with climbing, and then just go. Yeah. Like I don't think too hard. Like otherwise, I'd love to find a single speed for you.
Yeah, I think it'll be a fun challenge.
And you love the woods to begin with, so if there's any type of biking that you fit in well with, or maybe Steve was talking about taking you out to Pentwater Pathways, which is it's I think Manistee National Forest, or it's a sort of public forest area. It's mostly 2-track that Jeeps drive through, but it's just wooded. Yeah. And so for like, and then I find that to be pretty enjoyable, just biking through stuff like that, because you can rip through there as fast as you want, or you can go slow and take it all in. Yeah. And you still get the experience of riding on dirt. And, especially, I would probably take you out on that for a while, get you super comfortable on that, and then start hitting more of that windy single track, or hit little deer tracks that go off those paths, or go out, like, those woods aren't super complex. We could go get lost, and it would be fun. So we'll have to do a post-show up.
See if I'm still into it.
Yeah. See how I did, because I am worried I'm going to push you too hard.
Well, I think that you and people that know me know that I'm not going to...
You ain't going to take no shit. You push me out your way.
I think that I'll shut that down real quick.
That's going to do it for us this week. Big thanks to Patience for being on the show. We'll, of course, have her on again after I take her mountain biking. I think she's going to love it. Thank you for listening to the show. Thanks to anybody who's been sharing or writing nice things about it. It's greatly appreciated. As a reminder, Ladies Army 9 International Bike Polo Tournament is coming up in Grand Rapids September 29th through October 1st. If you want to come hang out and spectate some fierce bike polo, it'll be worth checking out. Go to ladiesarmy9.com for more info. For any other inquiries about the show, you can send an email to wheelfriendspodcast@gmail.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next week. And as always, ride your bike.